My name is Jared Tate. I'm the founder and creator of the DigiByte blockchain, and I'm here today in lovely Amsterdam. Beautiful weather outside, and we are at the very first ever DigiByte Global Blockchain Summit. So DigiByte came about beginning in the fall of 2013. I myself had got involved with Bitcoin in late 2012, and after I was going through the Bitcoin core code, I saw where I thought there could be some pretty significant improvements made in terms of speed, scalability, and security. And so in November, what was it? November of 2013, I started working on the fork of Bitcoin, which what I mean by fork is from the code, not the actual blockchain. And came up with several ideas to basically improve the speed and efficiency of the blockchain, and that came basically to a conclusion with the launch of DigiByte in January of 2014. So yeah, here we are 5 years later. Well, the space has grown exponentially, and by space I mean the entire industry, but also in terms of DigiByte, we're coming up on our 7th iteration of the DigiByte core wallet and blockchain. So what I like to tell people is it's basically, it's like DigiByte's been reinvented 7 times now, and we're going to keep doing that. So, what's the old adage? In order to know where you're going, you need to look to the past. Well, for us, we've got a track record of continual improvements, continual innovation, and expansion. So it's actually been, it really has been truly humbling and amazing to see how much not just the technology has grown, but the community and the people that are involved. I never would have thought 5 years ago that I'd be here today talking to you with so many amazing individuals and some amazing presentations and technology that's being built using this technology. Yeah, so we're working on something we call DigiAssets, which we believe that blockchain technology is going to be the future backbone of what we call Internet 3.0. And what Internet 3.0 is really going to be is the transfer and issuance of what we call digital assets and an internet of value moving between parties all over the globe. And we want DigiByte to be a backbone for that technology and give people the ability to digitize everything from their healthcare records to contracts to, like we saw today, Rembrandt paintings and artwork. Super fascinating. So the future of the internet, will be the transfer and the internet of value with a blockchain backing, and that's what DigiAssets is, and that's where we're moving towards it. Well, it's not really a threat to anybody because it makes everybody's lives better. The DigiByte blockchain started with the Genesis block hash of Target, which is a U.S. retail store, data stolen from 110 million customers. So, the real backbone of what makes a blockchain works is security and cybersecurity. And, by 2020, we are looking at over, $2 trillion in annual cybercrime and fraud. And how do you prevent that? How do you fix that? And we like to say with applied blockchain technology. So to any governments or business leaders or regulators that are watching this and looking at this, don't look at the financial side. Look at the security side. I mean, our internet is fundamentally broken. If you imagine all the DNA in your body, from your hair to your toes to your legs. What if all that DNA, all those DNA strands were just located in your fingertip and you were chopping some vegetables or making a cocktail and you slipped and you cut it off? It'd be a massive problem. Your body would slowly wither and die, and you couldn't pass on your genetics, right? But that's how we architect our internet systems today. That's how we fundamentally all of our computer systems work. And so what blockchain really is it's a paradigm shift in how we handle our data and important information. And it also allows us to secure our valuable assets around us in the real world. So I don't see it being a threat to anybody. I see it being a big benefit to humanity and pushing us forward into the year 2035. The big thing here is not all digital assets are the same, right? When I think of my own healthcare record, I don't think that is a financial security, right? If I want to sell, part of a property or a piece of artwork that I have, I don't think that's, security. However, if I want to create a company and sell shares, there's traditional regulations in Europe and the United States. So the problem here is you can't, fit a square peg in a round hole. So digital assets can be a variety of different things. And defining that, I think, is going to take time. And it's going to be handled with different approaches throughout the world. But I think the country and the governments that are the most open to this new innovative wave are going to lead the way. And this is going to be a pivotal point in history, just like the first internet ISP providers, that went international and when like the United States made the decision in the 90s not to regulate the internet. And now look what we have worldwide. So I think the countries that take a similar approach to that are going to be the leaders, 10, 15 years from now. Well, number one, we're going to remain vigilant. Every day there's new technology, there's new attacks, there's new things that come to light. And number two, we're going to continue to be proactive by implementing new technology as it becomes available. Because one of the things, a blockchain is not just a simple independent thing. I like to give the analogy of like an airplane. It may seem like that airplane's flying and it's just one thing and it works, but within that airplane there's several different subsystems, navigation systems, life support systems, hydraulics, all these different components that work together. So what we're trying to do with DigiByte is make sure each one of those little subcomponents in the blockchain is as efficient and secure as possible. And that's, for instance, like with Dandelion, privacy, basically like a built-in Tor network for transactions. That's one of the steps. So we're going to continue, just like we have for the last 5 years, to keep making those sort of innovations and taking all the precautions that we can to provide the most secure and decentralized blockchain. And then, number one, the most important thing for the security is keeping the network decentralized and spread all over the world. I think it's just truly the way it was launched. There was never an ICO. There was never a massive insider pre-mine. We announced it ahead of time on the forum in 2014. We're like, hey, 2 weeks from now, we're going to launch a new blockchain. Everybody can participate at the very beginning. And from that point, I meet people all the time. They're like, yeah, I was there in 2014. It went from just myself to literally thousands of people within a matter of minutes. And I think that kind of laid the foundation for it. And I think it's just been our values and our ethics. And I think that's I believe that appeals to a lot of good people around the world. Another 5 years, I see it being much more widespread. I see it being faster. I see it being technologically superior. And I see it, in the hands of people all over the world. And I also see it, more importantly, as a backbone for a lot of cool, new, innovative applications. And I see it being a catalyst to help build Internet 3.0 and the Internet of Value. So one of the important things to know here is anybody can build on top of DigiByte. It's open source, it's decentralized, you don't need my approval, you don't need anybody's approval. And so Block 30, I hope, is the first of many to come, but they're taking a leap and they're doing some amazing stuff. I'm excited to help answer the questions, when they ask me, from a technical perspective. But I really think, they're trying to, and they have the background to take things to a more commercial, traditional audience in ways that we haven't been before. I'm a programmer. I'm not the best marketing person on the planet by any means. So it's nice to see people that come from this professional world that are coming and taking DigiByte seriously in the future. And, they see the future. They see the bigger picture. So, we want to encourage as many companies out there as possible to do that. And I think they are. There's some amazing stuff happening. I just want to thank everybody for watching and coming today, and I want to thank the people that came today that demonstrated real technology. I think this is the first event I've been to where every single presentation had real technology and real tech, and it wasn't fluff. So it was amazing, and I thank the DigiByte community for being the best community in the world.